Hello, everyone. I'm Toby, speaking with Kirk today. The episode on Reclaim Your Life. We're going to be discussing fitness. Is it important and is it worth it? Kirk, what do you think about those questions?
Brother, I think that fitness is incredibly important. There's so many benefits to fitness. You and I have discussed over the years many times that not only is it a great stress relief, it helps with your aptitude. It gets your mental juices flowing. It can actually help calm you down if you're in a really stressful relationship, working environment. If you're having any kind of issues with anxiety, it can drastically reduce those down. And it also has lots of physical benefits. As your body gets more fit, everything seems to flow in a more synchronous way. Everything kind of synchronizes together better. And, you and I've talked about many times about how the Word of God talks about God as a triune being, right?
Right.
Body, mind, and spirit. Well, as God is a body, mind, and spirit, well, guess what? He says he made man in his image, so that means he made us as a triune being as well. Well, with that being the case, we need to have our mind, our body, and our spirit in proper tune. Think about our automobile. If our automobile is out of tune, what do we have to do?
To change the oil and get a tune-up.
We got to go get a tune-up. We need to keep it in good running order. If we don't keep it in good running order, it's just not going to operate well. Well, if you and I are not in shape, what happens?
Well, we're not effective. We're not our best self.
So what was the best thing that you found when you flipped the switch and you went back to living a life full of exercise and discipline? And I know that's like a cuss word to most people anymore, discipline, but in reality, it can be used as a very positive thing. But when you did that, what happened to you? How did that affect your life?
Sure. Discipline, I'll go to that and then I'll answer your question directly. Discipline in the Word of God says no discipline is pleasant at the time, but later on it yields a harvest of righteousness and peace to those who are trained by it. You mentioned mental, physical, and spirit. Those are all benefits from fitness, but there's certainly the peace that comes with being able to lay down your head at night and sleep, to be able to, exercise your day without pain in your body. So yes, it certainly will be sharing more of my personal experience in future episodes, but pretty much the catalyst for me was that famous "I've had it" moment. I'm not living like this anymore. And I think that's when real change begins. That can be in any area of your life, but you have to have that visceral gut "I've had it" moment to really affect change. And I went about it in a very sloppy way, without a lot of wisdom or very little knowledge. And I was able to gain that over time. So I'm really excited to be having these discussions and sharing that with others. One final kind of thought I want from you before we close out this episode. So fitness is not just about vanity, but it is also to live your kingdom purpose. And I know we have talked about that before, but in 30 seconds or maybe 45, talk about that real fast, and then we'll kind of hit some of these other topics in the future.
Well, I think the only way you can live your kingdom purpose is that when you begin to hone yourself down in a way that's disciplined. Because if you can't discipline your body physically, how do you expect to get your spiritual life in order? Now, some people say, I can study the Word of God, I can really do this and that, but the physical side is such a challenge. If you can mentally bring your brain to this point to where you can focus on a text, guess what? You have enough aptitude to where you can go take a 1-mile walk down the street and get your body in order as well. God told us he's looking for a people that are good stewards of what he's given them. We a lot of times think about stewardship as the gifts that he's given us, the finances he's given us, but in reality, it's a whole package.
Right.
You know, it's not just money. It's not just the giftings. It's everything he's given us. And one of the biggest things he's given us is our body. And he continuously refers to our body as his temple.
Right.
So if it's his temple and we're to be a good steward of everything we've been given, I believe we really have a mandate from the Lord to take care of what he's given us.
All right. So we both agree that fitness is important.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today.